Fine. Is it a symptom of poverty or evidence of moral collapse? On this edition of the program today, I'm not alone. We have a gentleman that is already seated in the studio with us. He's no other person than Mr. Tunde Akinola. He's a public analyst and a social commentator. Sir, you are welcome aboard.
Thank you, Mr. Awe.
Yeah, and it's a pleasure having you.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Happy New Year.
Same to you, sir. And listeners will have the very good opportunity to look at this particular focus. How well has this affected our political situation in Nigeria? Vote buying, is it a symptom of poverty or evidence of moral collapse? Over time, this is a particular issue that has been affecting our political system. We want to see it, and it's a very good opportunity to inform you that you will be privileged to join issue with us as you'll be able to call in at the required time as a way of bearing your thoughts, your views, and opinion, or perhaps ask questions. And that's why I get seated in the studio this morning. All this you will get to know after this musical. Listeners, you are welcome, and perhaps you are just joining us. Still your program Political Hangout on Glow 99.1 FM, Ijapu Estate, here in Akure. Like I said earlier, we'll be looking at a very important issue as it affects our democracy, and it's vote buying. Is it a symptom of poverty or moral collapse in our society? I'm going straight to the issue, like I earlier introduced, that I guess is Mr. Tunde Akinola. Then let's kick the ball as we start rolling. So what comes to mind when you hear vote buying, sir?
Thank you, Toboson. Vote buying. Vote buying. And unfortunately, it's a malaise. Seems to have come to stay with us politically in Ondo State and by large and by in Nigeria polity. Is both as a result of moral decadence in the larger society as well as symptom of abject poverty. Both are more direct causative agent of vote buying. Some ventilated minds, as recent as day before yesterday and yesterday, even on WhatsApp, post to me, are querying the essence of our democracy in Africa, named Nigeria. Because of structural decay, bad roads, dry taps, dry public taps, epileptic electricity supply, either by ECN, like we grew up to know, later NEPA, later PACN, whatever name they are called.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Are largely responsible.
Okay. Yeah.
For where we suddenly found ourselves as a people in Ondo State and in Nigeria.
Where we suddenly found ourselves as people. That means to say that at the advent of democracy, vote buying was not an order.
Oh, certainly. The scripture says we should not compare nor say that yesterday is better than today, that we will lack wisdom. But we will continue to worry because this is not what our forebears, this is not what the likes of Saj, Jeremiah Oyeni, Obafemi Awolowo, Adekunle Ajashin, Bola Ige, Jakonde, Professor Ambrose Folonsho Ali. This is not the kind of democracy we inherited from them. This is not, certainly.
Okay, sir.
This is not the democracy we knew of Malam Aminu Kano, Balarabe Musa. We suddenly went gagas midway.
Okay, thank you, sir. And you just mentioned it that we did actually start with it. Then can you just pinpoint when this issue of vote buying came into being in our political system?
I think if I will recollect accurately, during the era of IBB, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, when he had SDP and NRC, why not for the truncation of that election? We were on a good trajectory. But shortly after, when MPN came in, UPN came in, PRP came in, we started noticing this malice creeping in. But it became the norm less than 20 years ago into our democracy.
Okay. Thank you, sir. And sir, why has vote buying become so prominent in recent elections?
Well, the new generation of politicians we've had and we have still having suddenly became wild and wise by weaponizing poverty. When a people are stifled of the bare necessities of life, and it has protracted for so long, the little crumbs you shared, you throw at them, they will go for it. They will go for it. That's why we have vote buying. That's why we have a lot of malice in our electoral system. Go to court and stuff like that.
So you have the opinion that it is necessitated as a result of the lingering poverty, high lingering level of poverty, than the moral collapse?
Well, it's two-way. It's like drug issue. If there are no growers, there will be no consumers. If there are no consumers, there will be no growers. It goes both ways. If there are no people peddling, distributing money for vote buying, there will be no takers.
Okay.
And if the electorates are that astute and political savvy, they will know that anybody who is offering you financial inducement to get your vote is not likely to go in there and do your bidding. And do your bidding. This is why we bemoan the total collapse of solid, good education that we used to have, particularly in the Southwest. A knowledgeable voter, a knowledgeable populace will be difficult to induce by vote buying. But largely now what we have in our society, the elites are even complicit. They are complicit in this matter, because you hardly find an elite on election day queuing on the line to cast his vote. You have Okada riders, you have artisans, you have all manner of miscreants on the line, making it easy for these evildoers, these wicked politicians, to induce them.
Okay.
You don't expect my type to be on queue and one person who is about third generation to me will say, sir, will you take 10,000, will you take 20,000 to vote for me? He will be scared to approach me, but he will find it easy to approach a fellow Okada person.
So are you saying that the advent of vote buying, or the prominence, is as a result, prevalence, is as a result of a high level of illiteracy in our society?
Oh, of course, high level of illiteracy in our society, and something that has been absent in our polity for too long. we need to have elite consensus. Any society that must go forward, the elites must come together at some point in time and have an agenda. We must have an elite consensus in Ondo State, in Nigeria, in Southwest, for us to move forward in all ramifications, political, economical, social, moral, and all the gamut.
Then, sir, coming to this issue, like we are trying to do now, to educate the listeners on what this it involves to this issue of vote buying that has been a threat to our democracy. Then, could mass political education be a solution to the issue of vote buying in our society?
Well, it gladdens my heart when I got your summon to appear on this program. as dreadful as the Nigerian society has become, as almost intractable as our problems have become as a nation, as a state, it's like a journey of 1,000 kilometers. It surely must begin by the taking of the first step. Advocacy is key, and that is why I commend you and your program.
Glo FM.
Is a step in the right direction. If we step up the advocacy, more people will be conscientized to know that for how long are we going to remain in this pit? For how long are we going to bemoan our situation? Advocacy is key. We must, as a political party, as stakeholders in the state, come together to ask the question, is our current governance system working for you? Is it working for your children? Are you happy that you are, if your time is up, that you be able to rest well, that you have left behind a workable system? The answer is no.
Okay, sir. Yes, listeners, you are just joining us to your program, Political Hangout, and today we are hanging out with Mr. Tunde Akinola, who has been dwelling so much on the focus for today, and that is vote buying. Is it a symptom of poverty or moral collapse? And listeners, it is very, very important to get you informed that nobody stays apolitical in a political system, and that is why a program like this is designed to educate your mind towards having the right frame of mind to voting, as well as when it comes to voting, it should be premised on manifesto than other unnecessary inducement. Sir, can a hungry citizen realistically be expected to prioritize democratic ideas over survival?
It's a hard nut. It's a tall issue. It's a tall order. Last Sunday, I was in a meeting with the top hierarchy of the party in the state, and it was almost unanimous. It was a consensus agreement. This presidential system of democracy we are practicing in Nigeria is not ideal for us as a nation at all. It's alien to our culture. It's alien to how we are wired as Nigerians, as Africans. No matter the good intention of one individual who campaigned to be president, and he actually becomes president, and in less than 1 month or 2 months, he realizes that he is the one that has appointed chairman of INEC. He is the one that has appointed MD of this place. He is the one that has appointed the DG of this place. Less than 1 year, he will start playing God. You see, we need a reversal. Even the so-called people that brought this presidential system of democracy, you see the tyranny they are going through now in America. In the history of democracy in America, they've not been this low They've not found themselves this low.
But so in this presidential system of government, the mayors are in place to serve as check and balances, like the legislature playing its role and judiciary when it is necessary.
For instance, how you get the party ticket will affect your performance when you get into office. When it is somebody, the president, who appoints the chairman of INEC, for you to get the party ticket, you need to go and do your biddings under him. You need to go and do all that must be done under the table before you can be thrown up as the party candidate. It is not like this before. It is not like this before. I remember in 1999, we had party ESCO. The party was virtually supreme, taking collegiate decisions. Unlike now, when everything is collapsed under the dictate of one man, it does not all go well. It does not all go well for our democracy, and that's why we have found ourselves in the situation we are today.
And such a scenario now, could it be attributed to the issue we are presently looking at, vote buying? Perhaps such an individual could have bought his way into the system, and that now makes him a warlord over others.
Excuse me. It is easy to point the finger, but like our people will say, kéèyàn fọ̀rọ̀ lọ́ra ẹ̀ wò kó fi lọ́nu kó tó bàjẹ́ ẹlòmíì jáde. You were here during the last dispensation. Party ticket were being sold for 100 million naira. Who in this state, who in this country legitimately will earn 100 million and go and use it to gamble for party ticket that is not sure of? That is just one leg. We have not talked about the money for election day, for logistics, for police, for security people, for ad hoc staff, for NYSC, for this one, for that one. So it's unnecessarily expensive and costly. By the time you go through all of that as a human being and you eventually find yourself in political office, for you to listen to and do the bidding of your constituent, it will take God. It will take God.
Yeah, it will take God. And listeners, you are still on to Glow 99.1 FM, rightly situated here in Ijapo, Akure. And today we are looking at, on Political Hangout, we are looking at a very pressing focus, and that is vote buying. Is it the fault? Is that a result of poverty or moral collapse in our society? And listeners, let's go on this break, and after this, we'll continue. Yes, listeners, you are welcome, and it is good to inform you that you can join the conversation on Glow 99.1 FM, Akure. That's on the Facebook. You can be part of the conversation, and you can add your voice to what we are looking at today as a way of getting a feedback from you. And sir, would vote buying reduce significantly if poverty and unemployment were addressed?
Oh, sure. To a hungry person, everything to him will be sweet. If poverty is being systemically addressed and reduced, it will affect, it will eliminate vote buying. And if we have strong structures, good system in place, we can mitigate against vote buying and all this electoral malice.
Okay. Yes. And but coming to this issue of poverty, it has always been. No nations can be said to have had abundance. There's always this longing for abundance. Even right there in the First Republic, we could see that people were considered poor, but they were able to stand their feet. At least they were able to maintain their integrity. How come now that we no longer have such another where people would rather go for carrots rather than maintaining their integrity in vote casting?
Even the scripture says the poor will always be with us. But why governance? Why government? One of the essence of governance is the welfare of citizens. Poverty can be ameliorated, it can be reduced by having workable system. For instance, in Ondo State, it's easy to tame poverty if we declare the agri sector as, if we declare war on,
War on hunger.
if we step up agri business in Ondo State, and we have cultivatable land, we have arable land. If we have, like we used to have in the days of Awolowo, we can restore farm produce cooperatives, so that when farmers produce during harvest, they need not sell at rock bottom price.
Okay.
Those cooperatives can buy off them, store, and resell at a scarcity period. But now you are into tomato farming, you harvest, everybody harvests at the same time, and so you will be forced to sell at rock bottom price.
Okay, sir. Yes.
And so poverty gets recycled.
Coming back to our focus for today is as the normalization of corruption weaken our collective moral resistance to vote buying?
The caliber of people that make up our voters, 90%, if not 100%, they are the vulnerable in the society. They are the vulnerable in the society. Unless government deliberately steps in to stave off vote buying, it will be difficult, because a hungry man is an angry man. They will go for anything thrown at him.
So, sir, could the people at the end of affair, could they have been deliberate in impoverishing the people as a way of having them?
It is. It's most sad. It's unfortunate. The crop of politicians we have nowadays are deliberately weaponizing poverty. It's a deliberate thing. We used to think it was a symptom in the northern part of the country, where they call it rankadede. It has permeated into our ranks and file in the south.
But some will see in some situations we have some well-off individuals too that participate in vote buying.
No.
And selling as well.
No, there are no well-off persons, individuals who is able to feed his mouth and feed his family, that you approach on election day or a day before election and insult his sensibility by wanting to induce him with 10,000, 20,000, or even 100,000
so
naira.
What will you say of an individual, a well-off individual who participates in vote
except he's involved in giving it out. He's not involved in receiving.
But we have situations that cases like that,
Well,
people that are well off and they still participate. No. Perhaps maybe such an individual sees it as a way of having a chunk of the national cake.
How much will be involved? How much naira you think will be involved for somebody who is well off to be induced financially to get involved in vote buying.
Don't you think such an individual will count it as being an additional?
Oh, it is relative. To every law, there are exceptions. There could be one or two, but it's not the norm. The general norm, the general feeling is the dregs in the society, who invariably form the team majority of our voters, are the ones that are susceptible to vote buying.
Okay, sir, what should we do to step up or to it's a way of rebut in the heart of these people that are considered being vulnerable to vote selling in our society?
Well, there are things we can do. One, we can begin to get more involved in technology.
Okay.
Can begin to get more involved in technology. The very idea that on election day you shut down all economic activities, you shut down all other activities is old-fashioned. If we are serious as a nation, we can have election on a working day by deploying good technology.
Okay.
Like they do in UK. You may not even know that election is going on.
Okay.
This idea of saying a whole day or 24 hours before election, they are carrying sensitive material today, they are carrying non-sensitive material tomorrow. We should face it. We should face them out. We should face them out. If you deploy technology, you have CCTV, you have voter education, enough voter education, and you have a system that throw up fairly conscientiousful human beings to participate in elections and the electoral process, vote buying can be addressed.
Okay. Are you suggesting? Will you suggest that electronic voting is a solution to vote selling and buying in Nigeria?
For goodness sake, for crying out loud. Electronic voting, electronic on the spot transmission. They are second to none into addressing our political problems. You can be voting in Arigidi, you can be voting in Okeagbo, you can be voting in Atijere. As soon as vote ends at the polling unit, it can be transmitted to Akure under seconds, under minutes.
What do you think could have constituted an hindrance on the part of our leaders from adopting electronic voting into our electoral voting system?
That's into the heart of the matter. People like to perpetuate themselves in office. Unfortunately, now politicians, some persons now regard politics as profession. Since they left school, some person left FUTA some years ago. He has never done any other job apart from hanging out on politics. So they want to perpetuate themselves in office. That's why if you have glitches on election day, it's man-made, it's sabotage.
Yes, listener, this Joshua want to throw the studio line open so that you can be part of the conversation. We were looking at a particular focus today. Vote buying is the symptom of poverty, of moral collapse in our society. And the studio lines to call remains 08055511110, or you call 07066771822 to be part of this conversation. And don't forget as well, you can be part of the conversation through our Facebook address, Glow 99.1 FM, Akure. And guest on this program today is Mr. Tunde Kiola. You call in to make your observations, your remarks, and ask questions when it is needed. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for this beautiful program you are doing.
Thank you, sir. Your
I
name,
also
sir?
want to thank our guests. My name is Alex. I'm calling from Akure.
Thank you for being with us, sir.
I want to thank our guests for coming out that way. But you see, one of the problems we have is ignorance. And these leaders, they see this ignorance and play on our ignorance. Because we are talking about well-off people who cannot be induced by vote buying. We have learned people who are supposed to be learned, who see a failure in a government and still stands by that government. What do you call that? Is it not ignorance? So these leaders play on our ignorance and they use it against us. And that is the reason why before the 2023 election, we saw how it played out. They came with this tribal sentiment, religious sentiment. Now the card is almost coming out again. And this thing can never unite us. Anytime they bring this card, it is meant to divide us. So that is the reason why people will go to voting polling unit and decide to sell their vote, because a lot of them do not even know who to vote for. They don't know what this particular politician stands for. For instance, I, for one, I knew that the president in power handled Lagos State. How did he handle Lagos State? He is a tax collector. And negotiants complained and said, this man will finish us with tax.
And
Baba Onabanjo also said it.
Mr. Alessa,
We are experiencing it now.
coming back to what we are looking at, what are your recommendations to get this threat to our democracy eradicated?
It is continuous voter education.
Okay.
And like our guest said, they have to, as a matter of urgency, ensure that independent candidacy is approved in the constitution and electronic voting be approved too. So this alone will curb and reduce voter apathy and voter buying and selling. Thank you very much.
We appreciate you, sir, for being on Political Hangout this morning. Yes, sir, that's the view of one of Mr. Alex, and he has said it. We have another call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir, Mr. Bosun.
Good morning, sir.
It's Olu calling from Rita Bele.
Thank you for being a regular, sir.
Yes, sir. I want to appreciate your guest in the house. Good morning, sir.
Mr. Bosun.
Mr. Olu.
Mr. Olu, good morning.
Yes, good morning, sir. The guest in the house. Well done, sir.
Thanks.
You said something which was really true.
Okay.
That it was the issue of vote buying, and then maybe ignorance and poverty was very, very common in the north in those days. But it has now shifted even to the south, where we see those in the south to be learned, educated, and well informed. But I think the reason of this vote buying in this country that is rampant is just because of one thing.
Okay, sir.
Which I still believe: poverty.
Poverty.
He said so. These people, they are using the 48 laws of power to rule us. If you go through the 48 laws of power, you will see some of the laws where they are adopting to rule us. By creating poverty in our midst, they will give us carrot and we will take for our value.
So Mr. Olu, you see it as being premised on the poverty than moral collapse.
In fact, it is the poverty that they are using against us. Otherwise, how will somebody say ignorance? Are we not aware that the Boko said that, give us 10,000 and then for the next 4 years we suffer? Are we not hearing about it? We know. We've been hearing about that. And a lot of people have accepted to take that money to suffer for the next 4 years. I would say it's ignorance. It's not. It's poverty.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Olu, for being on the program this morning. We appreciate you. Those are the view of Mr. Olu and Mr. Alex. They brought their mind, and first, maybe as a way of furthering the focus for today, sir, does vote buying undermine internal party democracy?
Well, there is no vote buying in party internal democracy. Vote buying is on election day. What you have in inter-party is outright mortgage of conscience and sale of
but we have situation, especially
party ticket.
When it comes to party primaries. We have cases where people have to be delegate buying, and it is still because they have to vote, and we have it as much as putting a tag of over $1 million around each delegate. That's the amount of vote buying.
You are right.
So does that affect internal democracy of a party?
Oh, of course. It erodes party cohesion. It masks everything political party stands for. When a week before party primary, candidate A has gone to Ilaramokin or Ileoluji to camp 200, 500 delegates. He's responsible for their breakfast, lunch, dinner. Some even pay the delegates their children's school fees.
So sir, it is quite noticeable now that vote buying is becoming a open market where you trade what you have for, and especially it goes to the highest bidder.
And I said it earlier. I said this presidential kind of democracy we are practicing is alien to African. It's undermining us. It's too expensive.
So you are recommending parliamentary system of government as an alternative?
In fact, personally, do I have a personal view now? We are still collating ideas, but I think we need to tinker with the kind of democracy we are practicing. Some persons said this is not Professor Patrick Lumumba. I remember his name. He queried the essence of democracy in Africa. I think we need to fashion out a better way of administering our polity. These Jankara democracies hasn't helped us and it will not help us.
Okay, listeners, you still your program Political Hangout. The studio lines remain open with 080-5551-1110 or 070-6677-1822. We are looking at the vote buying. Is it a symptom of poverty or moral collapse in our society? And you've been hearing from our guests and some of the callers that be able to equally bear their mind on the program. We appreciate you. And we still want more of your view as a way of political education that we are known for here in Glow 99.1 FM. So going forward, it's going to coming at the legal and the institutionalized systems now. Nigerians love criminalized vote buying. Why has enforcement been weak?
Both the voters and the
seller
and the group of people who are to enforce, to nip it in the bud, are all culpable. The security forces have been prepared before election day. You sit down and look and see nothing evil. Why these malice are flying all over the place?
So it's who hosts the piper that dictates the tune?
That dictates the tune. I told you. Everybody is culpable. The security agencies, the electoral officers, the umpire, the candidates, everybody.
So what do we do in this context?
We've said it. Let's involve technology in our electoral process. Okay. Let's involve technology right from INEC office, both in their Abuja office and across their offices. If they know that if you compromise...
Sorry, sir, we have a caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother and your guest over there.
Thank you, sir. Your name, sir?
Engineer Ademola on the line.
Engineer Ademola, thank you for being with us this morning. We appreciate you.
Thank you. You see, we are just deceiving ourselves in this country. When we say let's use electronics, let's modernize it. Now, and you know that the people that can do it will not do it. So when are you going to stop it? We are not practicing democracy, and we know. Or directly or indirectly, we'll be saying we are practicing democracy. The democracy you are practicing that allow corruption, that allow rigging of elections. Is that a democracy? In a situation whereby you want to do primary elections, like your guest said, you camp people in hotel, feeding them. Does that not show to you that this person has nothing to offer? And tell me, who is in corridor of power today that said he did not do that? How do they call them now? When they wanted to do this primary, the delegates know that the day of primary is the day of bonanza from the politician. So how will you now get two persons. That's why when you now get to when they get to the corridor of power, you will be begging governors, you will be begging ministers to come home, you will be begging governors to do public projects. They won't do it.
So, Engineer Ademola, sir, the approach of the delegate, could it be said to be as a result of lack of education on their part?
It's not the lack of education. Deliberately, these people don't want democracy to thrive. And when they overthrow their government, they will say EU. The funniest thing is AU. When you see AU seeing election being rigged, see a politician mishandling their citizens, they won't talk. But when the military come on board, they will be talking. Let me tell you, if we did not stop it, coming election will be the same thing. Unless we do one thing, restructuring this country, we can zone ourselves into, we can zone this country into six political zones.
Okay.
But with this election you are looking at ahead, these people will not do anything. Then the constitution even does not even help. How can you expect a military man to write a constitution and you are using it to run democracy? Deliberately, they know that it pays them. That's why they don't want to change it. And foundation of democracy is what is going to give you the good leadership.
We appreciate it, sir.
Let's go to the drawing board, change our constitution, then change the system of democracy, or we stick into six. Let everybody can do his own.
Thank you, Mr. Engineer Ademola. Thank you for bearing your thought on political hangout this morning. And you still have the very good from few minutes to still do make your observations, remarks, or you perhaps ask questions from our guest that is still very much in the studio with us this morning. Don't forget the focus remain votes buying symptom of poverty or moral decadence in our society. Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
You are welcome, sir. Your name, sir?
My name is Ayo.
Yeah, Mr. Ayo, you are welcome on board.
Sir, I want to tell this. We are just a joke. Nigeria, when it comes to politics, when it comes to democracy, there's not like democracy in Nigeria. The definition of Nigeria democracy is people for the elite, by the elite, and for the elite. See, they will continue to put more poverty in town for us, and we'll be deliberating on that where they are making their own money. Let me tell you this. The problem of this Nigeria is the constitution.
Okay.
Sir, I don't want to tell me. The president is want to select the INEC chairman. After finishing that, the president is want the chief judge of the country.
But Mr. Ayo, the president is not the one registering the voters. They have the honor. The honor is on them to decide for who they care to vote for. Sir?
So what about the economy? Who dictate that what happened in the economic sector of the country?
So you think it's a factor to vote buying in Nigeria?
By God's grace, sir.
Okay, so you've been able to be your opinion. We appreciate you, Mr. Ayo, for being part of Political Hangout this morning. So maybe you have your reaction to some of the views that have been posited by our callers.
Well, let's step up the advocacy. I'm delighted by the response we got from the callers.
There is another caller, please. Hello, good morning.
Hello, sir.
Good morning, sir. Your name, sir, and where you are calling from?
Good morning. I am Alaja Oke.
Okay, sir.
Calling from Akure.
Oh, you are welcome, sir.
Calling from Sir, there's one thing I want to let you know.
Okay.
All these our Ghanaians, when they come, when you invite them to come out, say something, they will tell you, say they are no politicians. And in the day of election, these people will not come out and vote. It is our old women, our old papas that we see in the polling booth. And before you see these people coming, they will ask you, are they going to give us money? If you say no, they will not come out.
But
This is what is
what could be responsible for that, sir?
For
Why do you think they will not come out because they will not be given money?
let these our Ghanaians come and vote. Let them
Okay.
come out and vote.
Okay.
They will tell you that they are no politicians.
Oh.
And then they will come and speak big grammars to us.
Okay.
It doesn't help now.
So you think if the elite are involved in the voting system, it will definitely reduce vote buying?
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
And when thank you.
Thank you, sir, for being part of the program. We appreciate you. There's another caller.
Thank you.
So, sir, you are trying to make some remarks about some of
It's
the views.
good. You see, across the colors.
So many people are itching to talk. It's so good to be part of this. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name, sir?
This is from Abishoro.
Thank you, sir, for being part of the program this morning. Your thoughts?
What I can say to me personally is that vote buying can only be reduced if you can be able to checkmate the excessive money we are spending on politics.
Okay.
Yeah, if the politicians are being given little stipends or salary or remuneration on monthly basis, very little. Now come up with vote buying because we know that what are you going to buy when the money you are going to earn at the end of the month is marginal.
Okay.
That's because our politics have been heavily monetized. That was why it has turned to trading. So politics has turned to trading. That is essence. Because is this how we practice democracy in USA, where we are practicing presidential system? Our own Africa is different. Everything monetized. You can do from council, everything. We heavy amount of money they are collecting.
Thank you, sir.
Consistency allowance. They project allowance. You have to make law. They now give money to implement the project again. These are the problems we are facing. Unless we reduce the money, if we reduce the money on campaign, on remuneration to the politician, before they start the policy to market it.
Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, he has said that politics should be less lucrative. And, we have so many of them. We appreciate those ones that are calling. Hello, good morning.
Thank you. Just want to say one thing. God bless those who have contributed. The question is that who is going to do it? Because can you see anybody, even in America, those who are senators for 15, 20 years, cannot be able to buy a vehicle. But immediately you have been elected as a senator in Nigeria. I said they were questioning one election, senators. I said, what is your minimum take home per month? He said 14 million. And the presenter asking, is 14 million not too much? He said it's not enough. He said we take care of his guy, we take care of his family. And you can see somebody collecting 70,000, you did not pay them. And this is the country where you see somebody who is a professor, a doctor, he be SA to the governor, PA to the governor.
Thank you,
because you know the money is there.
Thank you for.
Now, it is the people that can check them.
Okay.
They are not going to do it because they know that no work you can do in the whole world. Like African democracy, especially Nigeria.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you.
We appreciate you, sir, for being part of the program this morning. Sir, we appreciate our listeners who have been part of the program. Sir, you were trying to make some remark before the course. This being told to take this one. It's so good that people are itching to talk.
Of course.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Hello.
Good morning, sir. Please, in a minute.
Bernard Karen from Afrobi West.
Please do it in a minute, please.
Yeah, please. To eradicate all this nonsense that these politicians are doing.
Vote buying.
Vote buying is due to poverty.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
And no moral collapse.
We are how Nigerians masses are living since COVID-19 up to 3% moment. They cannot, because corruption, eradicate corruption first, then zone us to that six political zone and go back to parliamentary system of government. This federal government is waste of our own economy and everything.
We appreciate you, sir. Thank you for bearing your thought on the program, sir. In 1 minute, what will you say?
It's good. The preponderance of the callers and me and Timmy others, we are tired of our current democracy. It is time for us to tinker with it and fashion what is good for us that will move us forward as a nation.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes, it's so good to know that so many people were involved in it. But we will continue to agitate that the women folks should be part of this. All the callers were they were male, and it is expected that this education should not be limited. It should be gender sensitive. And it's on this note we want to call it a wrap on this edition of the program today. Political Hangout on Glow 99.1 FM. We appreciate our guest, Mr. Tunde Akinola, for being part of the program.
Thanks for inviting me.
And we hope when else we call again, you'll gladly oblige us.
I will try.
Sir, we want to the producer. the program remains Mojisola or Oladele. I am your man, Olatubosun. Until next week, I'll be here with another beautiful focus. Continue to stay cool, continue to stay calm, and be politically alive.